back to another video, guys. In this video, we'll do a quick rundown on, we have a puppy. A review on some of the drift cars I've had, personal experiences, which cars I really liked, and also go a quick dive quickly into what actually got me into drifting. So I've been drifting, would have been maybe about 5, maybe 6 years now, somewhere around there. I think I started drifting, it might have been back in 2013. So I wasn't I sort of got into drifting by accident, as stupid as that sounds. I was going to buy a four-wheel drive, and that sort of fell through, and because that turned to shit, essentially, I went out and I bought myself a K70 Corolla. Now, the only reason why I considered getting a drift car was because my sister at the time had a R33 Skyline, and that was my, real proper first experience with any form of Jap car. And her husband, my brother-in-law Stefan, said to me one day when I was in the car with him, he goes, "Bo, do you know what a clutch kick is?" And I said, honestly, I've got no idea what you mean by a clutch kick. He goes, sort of like you're doing a burnout, you drop the clutch, except, you're already moving. And he showed me this clutch kick, and I just remember the feeling of going sideways for the first time was unreal. So anyway, had the bug, went out, and I bought this Corolla. Now this K70 had a CA18 in it out of an S13 Silvia or a 180. It had, it was a turd. This car was a turd. I spent so much money on it. Meanwhile, at the time of having this K70, I also had my S14, which was SR20 turbo manual. It was a really nice looking car. Anyway, so this K70 went through like 2 motors, I guess you could say. It was nothing but issues. And then, it was S13 front end, had a cage, seats, harnesses, T28 ball bearing, stainless manifold, all the typical CA sort of stuff. And that car was really fun, considering how many issues I had with it. Suspension wise, that car was very basic. I'd really like to be able to go back now and drift that car again with the skill set I have now, and really be able to drive that car to its full potential, and just see how much fun that car could have been, because being a K70, obviously a short wheelbase, really aggressive, twitchy. Power to weight ratio was awesome when it worked. But yeah, I ended up selling that and moving on to my S13. So the S13 I bought as a rolling shell on coilovers off another friend of mine, Derek. I then went halves in another S13 with Derek, which was a CA Turbo Auto. And after a week, or not even that, of dailying this S13, I said, Derek, I want to keep this car. And I bought Derek out his half, and I ended up ripping the CA out of my daily. So then I was without a daily, and I put this CA in my drift car. I went out and I think I've done 1 or 2 events in that, and it ended up blowing the turbo and shit, and I just said, stuff it, I've had enough of CAs. So at that time I was a Boilermaker, and I met a really good guy called Cooper, who's a good friend of mine. And he used to, buy strip cars, and he had a series, it was a series 1, I reckon it was a series 1, it wasn't a series 2, it was a series 1.5 R33 turbo manual. Anyway, I reversed car off the trailer for him, and I said, I want this motor and gearbox, and we worked out a deal, and I bought the motor and the gearbox off him. And it was mainly him. He'd done a lot of the work for me. We ripped this motor and box out of this 33, and we chucked in my S13. And that was when I really started getting into drifting. I had a S13, which then I put can't shut knuckles in, extended control arms, adjustable arms all around. I went wide body, it was RB25, and it was very basic, a lot of fun, low maintenance, cheap, but still very, quite a fast car for what it was. I drifted that for about 2 to 3 years. In between that, I had a few more street cars. That car kept me going until, the day I was ready to sell it. And the only reason why I sold it was to buy my pro car, which is obviously the Cressida. The Cressida was the first car I ever done a competition in, and it was only my second time driving the car was my first ever competition. And to start with, we had massive issues with snapping drive shafts and all that sort of stuff, which we then later down the track, rectified. We might do another video on the Cressida, a breakdown, because I haven't actually ran anyone through what's done to that car. We'll just do it now. The Cressida is, I actually launched a motor in the Cressida, which I'm using as a footrest right now. So, take you guys around, you can see there's a massive hole in my block, and it's just been absolutely minced, and that side's smashed out. So yeah, not to blame on myself, scattered the insides of my motor all over the TCA circuit of Mount Gambier. And yeah, so that just rolled on a snowball effect to putting we built a 416 fully built, fully stud kitted, high compression, 416 cubic inch, high compression, naturally aspirated motor that spins to over 70,000, and we could take 8,000 RPM if we wanted to, and that's my big daddy car. That's the car I spend all my time on, well, most of my time. Now I've got this thing, I spend a bit of time on that as well. But that's the car that brings noise. That's the car that I'm in love with, and we're doing some crazy things to it at the moment to make it, it already is one of a kind, but going that one step further. But I'll do another full breakdown on that car in another video. So 16, 17, 18, about 4 years I was competing in the Cressida. No, 3 years I was competing at a state level, which got canned after the first event. Yeah, I had plans to do a full national series, but with all this coronavirus thing that's going on, that sort of obviously didn't work out. And I decided after that amount of time that I want to get back into more of a grassroots sort of drift scene, and just a cheaper, easier to maintain, low budget program, I guess. And then that's when I ended up with, like I showed you just before, the 32, which I just finished doing a full 5-side conversion on, and even that car got too carried away. This car really cheap off another friend of mine. This car was doomed. It was sitting in a paddock, just rotting away. Dead motor, wasn't just rolling if you towed it with a forklift like we did. And yeah, so I got it. I actually sold a built RB25 I had lying around to help fund build this car, and the part payment of that was an RB20, which is now in the 32. We put that in, got it running, and we had issues with the ECU pulling timing, and it just wasn't working. So, and then started blowing turbos, and I had to do a head gasket and head bolts, and I ended up getting sick of that situation. So I done new head gasket, I done new head bolts, and I ended up getting carried away because I got sick of the turbos blowing. I put a big Garrett on it. Well, not a big Garrett, but it was a 2876 with a 0.6 HKS rehousing. I went E85 and stuff. It makes 240 kilowatts. We'll chuck a dyno clip in here for you guys so you can have a look. Still is my cheap car now, and that's just a go out and thrash whatever I want. If I was to go back and look on what cars I've had the best experiences in, it would have to be the Cressida, be at the top of my list. There's something different about driving a car at that level. It's just another feeling. The amount of grip and power and lock, and it's just. Yeah, it's another feeling. But then it's a close second by my S13 Silvia, because you can go out in the car like that, get on door, rub panels, crash. it's inevitable, it's going to happen. And you don't have to worry about it that much. And that brings a different element again to drift, which is, a low care factor, really low stress, fun environment, which I also love. Which is why I've got the 32 again. This 32 is, like I said, it's really basic. So that's it there. Like I said, I just finished doing a full 5-stud to it. We've got turbo 33 brakes all around now. Very, very simple car. This is Sparco fixed back with some borrowed Simpson harnesses from Joshy. It's got a quick release. And if you walk over to the engine bay, this is all it is. Very, very simple. Still looks like stock manifold and everything. Just obviously, like I said, which you can't even see, it's got a big Garrett on it. Front mount, alloy radiator, GK fan, and GDR injectors. And that's all that is. But yeah, like I said, we'll do another video on the Cressida, the full front breakdown, because if I'm to be completely honest, out of all my cars, that one's probably the most exciting. That's, like I said, that's my, everyone calls everything different. I call it my pro car. that's my pro car. If I want to go somewhere and I want my best chance at winning, that's the car I drive. It's a car you drive in competition. It's my pro car. The 32 is very competitive. It's 240 kilowatts. It's got coilovers all around. It's got adjustable arms. It's got a good front end in it. But it's not my I'm ready here to win car. Hope you enjoyed all the footage we chucked in of all the different cars being driven at different events. You'll see obviously me progress from what would have been my first ever drift event back in 2000 and something, 13 maybe, all the way up to now. So yeah, we're really noticing the pickup on the YouTube channel as well, guys. We're noticing all the extra likes, the comments, the subscribers. It's really going really good now. We really appreciate it. It's awesome. So yeah, keep that ball rolling. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, we'll see you all soon.